Hey guys, welcome to Enneanerds. My name is Bethany. I'm a type 5.
And hey, you guys, my name is Grace, and I'm a type 7. And here at Enneanerds, we like to look at the Enneagram in a little bit of a quirky, outside of the box kind of a way. And so we hope that you have a lot of fun with us. And today is a fun episode. We're excited.
So we're, kind of like in the middle of our like fall series that we're doing. I think it's like maybe 11, 12 episodes total, just like fall and holiday themed. And so this episode is Halloween costumes that we think the numbers should be.
Yep.
So if you're looking for a Halloween costume and you're like, you know what, I have no place or no idea where I want to start, here's your answers. Okay.
Yep.
And I have a variety of costumes for each number, trying to give a few options. And really, I was telling Grace, like, there's no rhyme or reason to this. I was just thinking, I think that this number should be this costume. That's just my own thoughts and my own opinions. And you can disagree with them all you want. It won't bother me.
So, I'll help you come up with the rhyme or reason as we go through the episode.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Those connections are there for our audience.
Yeah.
So I want to start backwards this time.
Good. I was going to say that we should.
So we'll start at the 9. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to say my choices. Mm-hmm. And you can just make the connections, okay? Mm-hmm. So here are my choices. I have 4 options for a 9. Uh-huh. The first one, everybody loves him, Bob Ross. And you can be, even a lady can be Bob Ross if she chooses to be. I think it's a perfect costume for a 9 because I think Bob Ross probably is a 9. Yeah. Okay. Next, couples costume, Mario and Princess Peach. No clue why I chose that. I just thought that would be great for a 9. Next one. And this one is, this one makes me laugh because it's an item, but I thought it was perfect. Uh-huh. Be a houseplant, number 9. Mm-hmm. Like, turn yourself into a houseplant. In my mind, I'm picturing like those like plants. What are those that have like the big leaves and the holes?
Like a monstera?
Yeah, monstera. Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Be a monstera plant. Okay. And last one, the Brawny Man from the Brawny like commercials. Yep. He's like a lumberjack. I feel like that's like a 9 as well.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I have thoughts already. So first off, I can see my husband being every single one of these, including Princess Peach. What I think is so perfect about this is because since 9s do have some trouble, making decisions because they're just like so chill and laid back. Right. All of these are like automatic crowd pleasers. Like, yes. Everybody, as you said, everybody loves Bob Ross, so check that off. Everyone's gonna love that costume. Mario and Princess Peach, even if you're not a gamer, you still know exactly who those characters are, and they're like beloved characters. So Great right there. Houseplant and Brawny Man are both like not crazy effort, but like will instantly be a crowd pleaser. Like everyone, they're like a little bit under the radar. And a little bit clever, but they're not going to cause controversy, I think that's perfect.
Yeah. If I saw somebody who came to like a Halloween party dressed as a houseplant, I would be their best friend. Yeah. I think that is hilarious. Yeah. I think it's so funny. Like, I wrote it, but I still think it's very funny.
Also, this is just a stupid little side thing. You know how they redid the Brawny Man, so now he looks a little bit different. But like when we were, they did. He looks totally different. But when we were growing up, he looked different, and he looked exactly like my dad growing up, like a younger version. And he had like a mustache, and so literally as a child, anytime we would walk through the grocery store, and there would be the Brawny Man, I would think it was my dad, and he was like, a paper towels model in his side life or something like that.
That's hilarious. Yeah. That's a great story. I think that's so funny.
And it was like when you find out that Santa Claus isn't real, it's like when I found out that wasn't my dad, that was like, What?
Heartbreaking for you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. You know, I learn more about you every day.
Yeah.
And
I'm a
just so happy.
complicated girl, you know?
I love it so much. Okay, let's get to the 8s.
Okay.
So here are my 4 for the 8s. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, Elle Woods, Legally Blonde,
Mm-hmm.
amazing. Okay. Couples costume, Batman and Robin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I picked them. I thought they'd be great for an 8.
Yeah.
Next one, Khaleesi, Game of Thrones. We love her. She's power. She's,
Yeah.
you know, like, I don't know. I feel like she's such an 8.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, if, you know, trying to do propaganda, Rosie the Riveter,
Mm-hmm.
she'd be great for an 8 because she was like the symbol of a woman joining the workforce back in the whenever that was. I'm not a history person. I don't know what I can't tell you.
World War II, I think.
Okay, I was like, I literally can't tell you the time period, but I do know of her.
Yes.
And she encouraged women to join the workforce and essentially changed like our futures, you know, moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
So those are my 8s. You can share your thoughts now.
Okay, I do have a couple thoughts. So first off, out of all the numbers, I mean, this isn't, you know, this isn't full stop, but out of all the numbers, if any of the numbers were going to go a little bit, you know, sexy, a little bit, you know, bold, it would totally be an 8 because they're so confident. And any of these can be made like super realistic, like Rosie the Riveter, or you could go a little sexy with all of these. So I think that fits an 8 perfectly. Girl or guy, you know? Yeah. And yeah, all of these are like super powerful. They're probably all characters or symbols, icons that an 8, you know, either relates to or looks up to. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then here's another little side thing where you'll find out even more about me. You might know this, Bethany, but like when I did the Pacific Crest Trail, you come up with your trail name, and my trail name was Khaleesi. So I've always deeply loved her because of that.
Was it Khaleesi because you also have stark blonde hair?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can talk to dragons and, you know, all that.
Okay. I didn't realize that's something else I just learned, that you can talk to dragons. I didn't know that. That's great. Wonderful.
I keep that on the DL, but you know.
I feel like I'd be telling everybody that. Anyways, okay. So here's the 7s, and these are all very different, drastically different, but I still feel like it's in the same vein of what a 7 would wear. So first, Smurfette from the Smurfs, obviously. And that could even be a couple's costume. You could do Smurfette and a boy. I don't know the boy's name.
Just Smurf?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I never watched the Smurfs.
Smurf and Smurfette.
I know there's like Papa Smurf.
But, okay. Yeah.
But I don't know but Smurfette is his daughter, I think.
Oh, okay.
Anyways,
then I don't know.
Moving on. Next, Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus. Yes. Next, and this is this is my cat. She's joining us. Okay. Gracie. From Disney Channel, old school, Xenon of the 21st. Was it 21st century?
Yeah.
We are in the 21st century, and that was like a space show. Anyways, Xenon, amazing. And then lastly, not quite an object, but in the same vein of like the houseplant, the dancing twin emoji. Like, I think if you, a couple's costume or best friend costume, if you can convince Brandon to do the dancing twin emoji with you, that'd be fantastic. But best friend costume, dancing twin emoji, I think that'd be so fun.
Yeah. Oh, I love these because I think 7s want to make people smile. And they kind of want to be the talk of the Halloween party. And so all of these are pretty unique. And like, especially Xenon, such a throwback. And then Miss Frizzle is like, everybody knows Miss Frizzle, but you kind of forget about her. For me, I was telling Bethany this before we started recording. There's a costume I've always wanted to do, but I never have because I don't know. I just never have. And that's Miss Frizzle. So I think you nailed it because I have always wanted to dress as Miss Frizzle. And when I was a public school teacher, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I chose my outfits to look a little bit like Miss Frizzle.
Miss Frizzle.
Yep.
Amazing.
So I love her.
Oh, wow.
She's an icon.
Wow. And at the very end of this, I want us to talk about our best costumes that we've ever had. So be thinking.
Oh, I already know.
Because I have a couple that I feel like I did very well. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Okay, so those are my 7s. Pick any of those. You'll have fun, 7. Trust me. Okay, so here's my 6s. All right, so here's 4 different choices. Well, really, infinite choices. So my first one is any Disney princess. I feel like 6s embody that Disney princess like feeling. Yeah. So just pick any one of them, and you can be for Halloween, and it'd be great. I also said, which there's really no connection to this one at all, but I said the Where is Waldo costume. I don't know why I picked that one for 6. I just felt like maybe it's like a comforting thing from my childhood that, you know, I did a lot of those like Where's Waldo books and stuff. Like they're so fun. I also said Mary Poppins, which can we consider her a Disney princess? I mean, she was part of Disney and she's like iconic.
Well, she's a Disney heroine for sure.
She is for sure. And then the last one's very niche, but I had this picture growing up on in my bedroom wall because I just love the picture so much. It's that sailor and nurse that's kissing after the war was over, and like he just ran up, he didn't know who she was and just kissed her and laid one on her, and like the picture was caught in that perfect moment where she's like leaning back. It tells a whole story, and I love that picture. Couples costume, be those people.
Yeah.
And
then
I
love that.
you get to kiss your partner all night long because you'd have to reenact the scene over and over and over again.
That's like one of the most iconic photos ever taken.
It is. And yeah, there's like a whole history behind it. I love that photo. I love it. So what are your thoughts on? Oh, go ahead.
In San Diego, there's a whole huge monument to that picture, that image. Like there's a huge statue of the two of them. So you could go there someday. It's interesting.
I would love to.
Let's see. I think these are great choices. I like that all 3 of them kind of invoke like a warmth, like a a familiarity.
I think that the vibe. I was just going for the vibe.
Yes. And so I think that's perfect. I think that it's good that you gave them lots of different choices because, any Disney princess, there's so many choices. You know, you could go, super classic with Snow White. You could go a little sexy. You could go, more strong, independent woman, whatever you want to do. Or you could do like a couples or best friends kind of costumes with that.
You could.
Yeah. And Mary Poppins, what a great choice. I feel like I don't know what Enneagram number she would be, but she would maybe be a 6.
Right? I
never really thought about what she would be.
I haven't thought about her either, what number she would be, but I feel like 6 fits her vibe.
Yeah.
So anyways. Okay. Now we're going to 5. And, I have dressed up, as Halloween costumes in the past. And I'll tell you them in a minute. None of them made the list of what I was, trying to like show as a 5. But I said, be the Mona Lisa. I feel like, 5s are, kind of artsy and know things. And so like maybe be the Mona Lisa. Along the same vein, if you don't want to be the art, be the artist, Frida Kahlo, which she's amazing, awesome woman.
Yeah.
And then if you just want to be nerdy and get your nerd friends together, be the Ghostbusters, like on Stranger Things, because they did that and it was fantastic. I loved it so much. So go ahead. Tell me your thoughts on this.
I think these are great. I think a 5 out of all the numbers, 5 and 4 probably are going to be the most like kind of under the niche, under the radar niche, because then you're going to have to go ask like, I mean, everyone knows who Frida Kahlo is, but just pretend that you don't. Like you'd have to go ask like, who are you? And then the 5 could, tell us all about the history of Frida and why, she's the most
why she's amazing.
Yeah. And I mean, yes, everyone's going to know who Mona Lisa is, but you could do even a more niche kind of a thing. I have seen people dressed up as like the Van Gogh, like self-portrait. That's a pretty cool one. Yeah. So yeah, I think those are great. Also, I'm just going to add like random, this has nothing to do with Halloween, just like all this random information in my brain. Speaking of Mona Lisa, I did not know that there is like huge like Mona Lisa haters and Mona Lisa stans. And
really?
I blame TikTok for this, but like these keep popping up. Like people will do a whole video on why they hate the Mona Lisa and she's so overrated and blah, 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 blah. And then other people will be like, this is why she's so iconic. And this is what Da Vinci understood that other painters of his time didn't understand. Like, it's so
right.
interesting. I always just knew she is a famous painting,
right.
you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing about art is nobody cares about it until you're the first one who does it. And so it was like with Jackson Pollock, anybody could throw paint at a painting, but what made him famous is because he was the first one who did it.
Yeah.
It was his idea originally. And so that's the thing with art. It's the thing with like Rothko and the color blocks. Like nobody had done it before him, you know, so he got famous off that.
Yeah.
And he got famous after he died. It wasn't even more so like during his time. He kind of he got some popularity and then he ended up dying. And so it's just.
I'm going to start painting with my nose.
I was going to say my cat's paws.
Yes.
Cat art.
Cart. Yes.
Cart.
All right, let's go to fours. Anyways. We all want to know fours.
Right. Okay. These are super niche and a little weird. So my first choice is Willy Wonka. How fun is that character? And he for sure is an Enneagram 4.
Yeah,
like
he's a weirdo.
Willy Wonka is his own thing. So I feel like that'd be great. Couples costume, Beetlejuice and Lydia from Beetlejuice, obviously.
Yeah.
I think that'd be super fun. And then this one could be by yourself or with your whole family. The Wednesday Addams could be your costume, but you could do the whole Addams family.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be so fun? And they fit into the Halloween vibe because they're goth, you know, and they're kind of like that spooky, monstery kind of thing. So I don't know. I really enjoyed the Wednesday Addams show on Netflix. I thought that was really, really good.
Yeah. I would say fours, you have permission to do any Tim Burton character of all time. Yeah. Because there are some super niche ones, or you could go like Edward Scissorhands, you could go like Corpse Bride, you could go Alice in Wonderland. Like there's so many directions you could go. So you could be a big character like Wednesday Addams, or you could be like a little bit more niche. But I think anything, Coraline, anything.
Oh yeah, Coraline.
Tim Burton would be great for fours. Yeah,
he's probably a 4 himself too.
I would think so. Yeah. Can't imagine otherwise.
Yeah. Okay, so threes. I don't know. Once again, kind of the rhyme and reason behind these. Just thought they gave off 3 vibes. So first, Zorro. I think he gives 3 energy. Then we have couples costume, Joker and Harley Quinn. Yep. Wouldn't that be awesome? Yeah. Such a good costume. Or a Greek god or goddess. I think that could be fun. You know, being like in the like really cool like costumes of the like you know, dresses and wearing gold, and I just think I think they're so pretty.
Yeah.
And then lastly, and this goes along the same vein as like the 4, the skeleton bride and groom. I think that could be a lot of fun as well. For a 3, I don't know, maybe these are kind of like showstoppers. I mean, that's why
that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, I don't know how to say this without making it sound negative, and I don't mean it negative, but I see 3s being a little bit more generic with their choices. Like, you know, 4s and 5s were like super niche, but I see 3s going for more iconic things, like Joker or a Greek goddess or Zorro, or a superhero or something. But I see them doing it very, very well. Right. Being very committed to it. But maybe they're not going for like the super, you know.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can see them wanting to garner attention. You know? So being like in a showstopper costume, you're going to kind of help get that attention you want, which is fine. Somebody's got to be the center of attention. It's not going to be me, but I'm glad you know somebody can be. So those are my options for the 3.
Love it.
Okay, so then we have our 2s, and there is a rhyme or reason why I picked the first one. I said the Queen of Hearts, not because of her personality, but simply because 2s have a big heart. That's why I picked it, because you'd be like the Queen of Hearts, like the 2s have a big heart, Queen of Hearts. Okay, a best friend costume, the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus. so fun. And then a couple's costume, Wesley and Buttercup from The Princess Bride. Doesn't that movie just give you two like vibes the whole time?
I love that movie so much. And that's another one of my like dream couples costumes to do Wesley and Buttercup. Her orange dress is like one of my favorite cinematic dresses of all time. Okay, I have some thoughts. First off, Queen of Hearts. We have talked about this a number of times on this podcast, where 2s, when they're healthy, they are so kind and warm.
Yes.
But the moment they are unhealthy, they go to 8,
True,
which is a very stark change. And so that's Queen of Hearts right there. I mean, obviously she's nasty all the time, but like
we're not saying you're,
like,
you're villainous.
Yes, that's your villain era. But 2s, you know, they have that switch, so that works. Sanderson sisters, I see 2s wanting to do a group costume with people, so either a couple's costume or getting their best friends together. So that's perfect. And then yes, Wesley and Buttercup. Have you ever read the book, The Princess Bride?
I have not read the book. No,
you
I've
have
only seen
to
the movie.
read it. It is literally one of my favorite books of all time.
Oh,
it is such a weird book. It is written so strange, but it is amazeballs. Like the movie, and it's one of the few book to movie adaptations that like both are spectacular. The movie is perfect, but also the book is perfect, but they're kind of different. It's just, I don't know. You got to read it.
Okay. I'll read it for you.
Thank you.
Okay. We've reached our last number already, and I'm so sad. But the number 1. First, I said be Audrey Hepburn. She gives me 1 vibes. She was always so classy and put together. So be her. Second, couple's costume. Barbie and Ken, right? It's very relevant for this time because the movie just came out. Did you see the movie?
We literally just watched it the other day.
I've loved it.
I did too. I really liked it.
So good. It's so good. And Ken, you know, Ryan Gosling freaking steals the movie.
Oh my gosh, he crushed it.
You watch it for him, if anything else. But Barbie and Ken is a good costume, a couple's costume for 1. And then, of course, we talk about this guy all the time being 1, Captain America.
Yeah, perfect.
This is like when you get to be him. So please be the ultimate one, Captain America. Yep. So those are my options for the 1.
I think the last thing that we could say, and we can kind of plug an old episode of ours, we've done 1 or 2 episodes where we talked about like famous characters.
Yeah.
I think we did a Disney one, and then we did just like a book and movie character. I don't remember. But
we've done famous couples.
Yeah, we've done that too.
Yeah.
So go back and listen to some of those old episodes, and any of your characters that we think are your number, there's another perfect costume for you.
Yeah. So if you're really struggling to figure out what you want to wear, like we got you.
Yeah.
So, okay. Tell me, I have 2 stories, but you first tell me your best costume that you ever had.
So I didn't actually get to do Halloween growing up.
Oh, me neither.
Because,
it wasn't until I was an adult.
Yeah. Yep. And I loved my childhood. I love my parents dearly, but that is one thing I'm definitely going to do differently with my own children, because I love Halloween. I always have. And I was so sad to not get to dress up and go trick-or-treating. And I'm for sure going to let my kids do it. So anyway, once I became an adult, I said, goodbye, parents. I am an adult. I will now live my Halloween dreams. I was a theater major. I love costumes. I love all that. So anyway, my very first year getting to dress up as a college student. So I was like 18 years old. My Christian college ministry had like a Halloween party. I crushed it.
I can't wait to hear. I can't wait.
It went as Charlie Chaplin.
Oh my gosh.
And it was iconic. Like, if you're watching this on YouTube, if I can find a picture, I will insert a picture for you to see. And Bethany, for your costumes, if you find pictures, I will insert them into the YouTube video. But I had the full suit, the little bowler hat thing. I had a mustache. I had a cane. I lived my best life, and I was the talk of the whole party. I'm not going to lie. Everyone was impressed. So that was my best, my first and best.
Okay. Okay. I have 2 stories of costumes that I enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
So first was when I was in high school. Okay. And I was in the National Honor Society. And and every year around Halloween time, we did the spaghetti dinner and auction.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like a fundraiser for our club.
Mm-hmm.
Well, part of it was everybody in the club dressed up and we served the people their spaghetti and we were the waiters and stuff.
Super fun.
So me and my best friend at the time, we decided we would be Salt and Pepper. So she was Salt because she was blonde and I was Pepper. And we only carried around, I only had Pepper, she only had Salt to carry around to give to the people. And so people would ask me for Salt. I'd be like, I don't have it, I'm just Pepper. And so that was the best like friend costume that I think like I remember and really enjoyed being was Salt and Pepper. Yeah. So very simple, but it was very fun, especially since we were waiters. Then second story, I was in college and I get told all the time that I look like other people constantly.
Oh, wow.
And it's because I think it's just like I have the dark hair. I'm just kind of like, I don't have anything that super sticks out about me. And so it's kind of like, you just kind of look like other people. So I went with that idea of somebody that I get told I look like a lot. Mm-hmm. And that person is the progressive lady from the Progressive commercials.
Flo, is that her name?
Flo, yes. Mm-hmm. I get told all the time that I look like her. And so I asked
you do kind of. I can kind of see it now.
Yes. I made my own white apron with the Progressive logo. I made my own little name tag that said Flo. I had the blue headband, which I already wear headbands a lot. Mm-hmm. I had the blue headband. I put on red lipstick. And I had a white shirt and jeans on, and all night long, because it was like a college like party, but it wasn't like crazy or anything, but all night long people were taking photos of me because I looked so much like her. And they're like, I want to get a picture of Flo. And so I nailed that costume.
I love that. I never have thought of that, but now that you say it, I can totally see it.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And my hair is always this kind of length, the same kind of length as hers. And so it just worked. And it was the best costume. I enjoyed being Flo so much because she's iconic.
When you said Salt and Pepper, I was thinking you meant Salt and Pepper, like the 90s, like rap R&B duo. No, interesting. I wouldn't have picked that for you.
No, we were literal costumes of a salt shaker and a pepper shaker.
That made more sense once you said it, but that's where my mind went first.
Well, I'm glad we need to clarify that. So, anyways, we hope you enjoyed this silly episode about Halloween costumes, and maybe we inspired you to pick your own. I hope we did.
Yep. If you happen to follow us on any of the socials, let us know what your favorite costume that you have ever been, or what you're planning to be this year. Because are you planning to do anything this year, Bethany?
I haven't even thought about it.
I thought about it infinitely, but I have nowhere to go. So I think my little girls might be like either Anna and Elsa or Winnie the Pooh and Tigger.
I love both of those.
But I don't know what me and Brandon are going to be.
Well, y'all should be Mario and Princess Peach. And or
the twin dancing emojis.
Twin dancing emojis, yeah. Please do that. Oh my gosh. So I do think I have a picture of when I was Flo somewhere.
Yeah.
So
if you can find it, send it to me and I will insert it for the people. The people deserve to know.
They should see me in my best costume. Anyways. All right. So we're going to wrap this up now. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.
Bye.